You know what's crazy? People are always in my fucking business, worried about what I'm doing, what Floyd is doing, what Floyd ain't doing, what I do got, what I don't got. Just know, I'm gonna stay in my lane. I ain't gonna fuck with nobody, and I don't want nobody fucking with me. If I go on vacation, my fault.
If you come home, I'm gonna put you in a better position. Either for you to go Rick Ross, that's a slap in the face.
Floyd Mayweather didn't just turn his back. He left Big Meech standing there empty-handed, confused, and embarrassed in front of the whole world. One minute, it looked like Floyd was riding hard for Meech, smiling in photos, throwing up that real power energy, making it seem like the bag was secured.
Let this be a perfect example on you gotta be very careful on who you bring in and who you put on. That's little Meech right there. And if you don't know, he's the son of Big Meech. And if you don't know who that is, well, Big Meech was one of the biggest drug dealers in Detroit, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, long story short, he went in jail. He came out of jail and he started linking up with 50 Cent's ops. Now, bear in mind, 50 Cent made BMF and put Little Meech on BMF without any acting skill.
The next minute, silence. No check, no deal, no loyalty. And now folks are asking the same question on every timeline and in every comment section. Was Big Meech played? Because let's be real for a second. When someone like Floyd Mayweather steps into the picture, people expect money to follow. Floyd doesn't move unless there's a bag involved. So when he popped out with Big Meech after all that drama with 50 Cent,
when you do your research, you find out that there's no paperwork on Big Meech. So if you go do your research, you find out that there's no paperwork on Big Meech. That's why you hadn't seen no paperwork. It's all hearsay. Somebody saying he told, or somebody saying he used Tammy Cowan's to set up Cuffy. Well, when you do your research and you look at the court documents that's on Big Meech, you see that Tammy Cowans took the stand and said that she did this on her own accord without Big Meech's knowledge.
everyone assumed this was about to be a power move, a comeback story, a redemption arc. But what nobody expected was that Floyd would smile for the camera, soak up the chaos, and then quietly walk away when it was time to actually put money on the table.
I'm looking at it from 50 position. I go get your son. And at the time when I meet your son, he's not making the best decisions in life. You know, they say he was strung out on them perks. And they like to pop them perks. 50 take him somewhat, I wouldn't say clean him up, but put him, spend 2 years in acting classes that 50 paid for. It was hard finding somebody to play the role of Big Meech, so we picked your son. 50, according to 50, he's put over $5 million into the pockets of Lil Meech and the family's, you know, financial, over $5 million. He's helped them make. It blew your son up, and we bring you back to life. Prior to the BMF series, Big Meech was buried alive. Wasn't nobody saying his name. Jeezy wasn't really shouting him out no more. He was buried alive. So 50 bring life back to him, put his son in a position, turn his son into a millionaire, and he actually turned out to be a pretty good actor. You come home, I'm gonna put you in a better position. For you to go fuck Rick Ross, that's a slap in the face.
And baby, that's where the real betrayal starts. Big Meech's story has always been bigger than just street legends and headlines. For decades, his name carried weight, power, fear, respect. The Black Mafia family wasn't just an organization, it was a symbol of survival, hustle, and excess in a system that gave black men very few legal ways to win.
I was like, damn, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, because after that thing came out, how Meech was talking all, you know, like, no, all y'all, I'm with my dad, but you know, I ain't like his response, you know, but seemed like he got a genuine love for 50 Cent or him, and from when I was reading it, like he seemed like he caught in the middle, but you know, like
Yeah.
he caught in the middle. That's what it seemed like from me reading it, but I'd have been like, you.
Right, because it's your father.
My daddy.
But that power came with a price. Prison time, lost years, a broken family. And when Meech finally came home, the world was watching to see who would really stand beside him.
That's where 50 Cent came in.
Whether people love him or hate him, 50 was the one who turned Meech's story into mainstream gold.
What about you and Rick Ross?
That is desperation at the points that you hear things from him at this point. You know, because if you're looking for someone, it ain't that hard to find me. You know, I'm around. And I'm not used to having an altercation with law enforcement. I'm just not used to saying I'm going to do something to a correctional officer or to a police officer or anyone who's been under oath that's going to say with no problem everything that you've said and everything that's happened immediately after, like, you know this.
The BMF series gave Big Meech a second life in pop culture. It put Lil Meech on the map. It brought money, visibility, and respect back to a family that had been frozen in time for years. For a long while, it looked like loyalty was solid, like everybody was winning together.
I took a picture with Rick Ross. You like a hoe. Put your back against the wall and just slide down. You already know, car show going down June 7th. Get online right now, get your tickets right now. But for the hustlers, I want y'all to understand you gotta stop making business personal. Get your money. You don't know these don't know you. And for anybody going against Ricky Rose, let me have this. I've been putting my foot up you since for the last 15 years. Everything you touch crumble. Why you think Rose on top? We don't take this shit personal.
But then the cracks started to show. Behind the scenes, money was being mismanaged. Relationships were getting strained. Lil Meech was young, famous, and learning on the fly.
As he was actually going in to jail, he asked me to help him with Mayweather promotion.
Right.
Then as he actually got in and I took a look, I realized there is no Mayweather promotions. There's no LLC, there's no seal, it's not incorporated, it's just
Just the name.
Yeah,
that
it's
comes
just a
out
name.
people's mouth.
Right. See, technically, Floyd is a Golden Boy fighter. You see what I'm saying? He fights on every Golden Boy card. They do all the footwork on
Like
every
the
show.
negotiations and the imprint, the paperwork.
They
like,
built the whole show. So when he says helping with Mayweather promotions and it's not there, I go, okay, I know what he means. He wants me to
get it together.
put it together for him. So I do TNT promotions. I get it all the way together. Sign the actual fighters. We had acquisition of Gamboa. It's like I had to negotiate a release. It was 1.2 million. Andre Durrell, IBF champion Billy Dip, WBA champion Celestino Calabero. You know, so we brought them over. I brought him over while Floyd was incarcerated.
Yeah.
When he comes home, there's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign that goes on, where it's $300,000 chains being bought, buying new Lamborghini and all these new things, and I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Because you're already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail.
Right.
So it's like, let him Fool's Hills before you.
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when, but see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardless. Right. You know, so I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he gonna say he wants, you know, to give me the other half of it? Why I gotta ask you for it?
Right.
And then when
are we talking over 2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was, you know, invested in.
All right.
So look, he goes, when he does bring up the actual situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell y'all to do that. I didn't tell you to do that. And I'm looking at him, and he looked in my face and he told me to do that.
Big Meech was still adjusting to life outside prison, trying to figure out how to cash in without stepping on landmines. And somewhere in all that confusion, trust started slipping. When Big Meech linked up with Rick Ross, that was the first real earthquake. Because Ross isn't just another rapper, he's one of 50 Cent's longest-running enemies. Their beef goes back years, filled with disrespect, lawsuits, insults, and pure hatred. So when 50 saw Meech aligning with Ross, he didn't see business, he saw betrayal.
I looked at the computer said, Floyd said, yeah, Nelly 50. I'm like, what did he say me for? Nelly your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fiance, say that nigga.
And once 50 felt crossed, he did what he always does. He went nuclear. The snitch accusations, the public dragging, the decision to pull the plug on BMF, that wasn't just business, that was personal. And Big Meech, for the first time since coming home, was standing on shaky ground. His main lifeline was suddenly gone. That's when Floyd Mayweather appeared.
This is a special ASLELS challenge for you, Floyd. If you can read one full page of a Harry Potter book, nigga, I'll give $750,000 to whatever charitable organization you want to. The bucket of ice, man.
Out of nowhere, Floyd starts popping up with Big Meech and Lil Meech. Bowling nights, courtside seats, private hangs, smiles everywhere. Social media flooded with pictures that felt intentional, strategic, almost like a message being sent directly to 50 Cent. And the streets immediately assumed one thing: Floyd is about to fund Meech. Because why else would Floyd be there? But here's the twist nobody saw coming. The money never came.
Hold up! Hold on. We gonna get this work. I tried to give him the large picture. Yo, Pops wasn't no gangster.
Behind the flashy pictures and big smiles, there was no real deal. No major investment, no long-term plan, no financial safety net for Big Meech. Floyd enjoyed the optics, the attention, the drama, but when it was time to actually cut a check, he vanished. People close to the situation started whispering that Meech was expecting more, that conversations were had, that promises were hinted at, not always said out loud, but heavily implied. And when nothing materialized, the energy shifted. Suddenly, Floyd wasn't around as much.
Meech's biggest mistake was getting on camera with Rick Ross, running to the internet. Rick Ross was wrong for putting Big Meech out there, knowing he doing business with 50. Rick Ross using Meech. Rick Ross using him, homie, knowing that there's a beef between me and this guy. So to do this video and then put it out there was a slap in the face to 50. And I done put everybody in position. Now, I'm with 50. While you were gone, Rick Ross didn't reach out to your son. Try to put him in his position where he can make $5 million. Did nobody reach out to you? Rick Ross didn't give you no money off using your name, your likeness or whatever in that song. He didn't give you no kickbacks for that. So if he really fucking with you, he could have put the concert on without putting you in the mix. But they playing tit for tat. So 50 ain't wrong.
No more constant hangouts. No more real power captions. Just distance, quiet. And Big Meech was left dealing with the fallout alone. Think about how that feels. You already lost your biggest ally in 50 Cent. Your name is being dragged through the mud online, your son's career is uncertain, and the one guy who looked like he was about to help you stand back up just walks away.
That hurts different.
Because this wasn't just about money, it was about perception. Floyd's presence made people believe Meech was protected, that he had backing, that he was still powerful in these streets and boardrooms. Once Floyd pulled back, all of that disappeared overnight. And the worst part? Floyd knew exactly what he was doing. Let's not act like Floyd Mayweather is naive. This is a man who calculates every move, every appearance, every alliance. He understood that standing next to Big Meech would send a message to 50. He understood it would stir the pot. He understood it would keep his name in the headlines without him having to say a word. Big Meech wasn't a partner. He was a pawn. Used to poke at 50. Used to stay relevant in hip-hop conversations, used to look like the bigger man without actually risking anything. And once Floyd got what he wanted, attention and tension, he had no reason to stay. The emotional impact of this goes deeper than people realize. Big Meech isn't just dealing with business losses, he's dealing with trust issues after spending decades locked away. He's trying to protect his son while watching opportunities slip through their fingers. He's facing the harsh reality that loyalty in the industry is conditional and temporary. For Lil Meech, it's even heavier. This is a young man who watched his father sacrifice everything, who finally got a chance to build something legitimate, who trusted the adults around him to guide him right. And now he's watching those same adults use his family's pain for their own beefs and ego wars. That kind of disappointment sticks with you. Careers stall, relationships strain, confidence takes a hit, and the internet never forgets. Every misstep becomes a meme, every loss becomes a joke, and through it all, Big Meech has to sit quietly and accept that the man he thought would help him rise again never planned to. In the end, Floyd Mayweather didn't just back away. He left Big Meech exposed. No money, no protection, no backup plan. Just another reminder that in this game, smiling photos don't equal real support. And the lesson here is cold but clear. In the world of power, pride, and public beefs, loyalty is rare. And sometimes the loudest allies are the first ones to disappear when it's time to actually show up. So now the question is, where does Big Meech go from here? Does he rebuild quietly? Does he try to mend what's broken with 50? Or does this betrayal mark the end of his second chapter before it ever really began? One thing's for sure, the streets are watching. The industry is silent, and Floyd Mayweather is already onto his next move, untouched, unbothered, and richer than ever. But Big Meech? He's left holding the weight of a promise that was never real.